Welcome to this special edition of the World Trade Webcast. Our guest today is Denis Gagnon Jr. from Excel Dryer. Denis Gagnon Jr. is Vice President International at Excel Dryer and has over 20 years of experience within international trade and finance. He's been on the board of Excel Dryer for nearly a decade. Denis oversees export sales, advises on mergers and acquisitions, and lends his expertise to expanding the brand into new territories. Specifically, he is tasked with establishing Excel Dryer as the global leader of new sustainable design. Denis received his executive MBA from Columbia Business School in New York and his bachelor's in accounting from Babson College in Wellesley, Mass. He was a certified public accountant in Massachusetts. Denis will discuss how Excel Dryer, manufacturer of the original patented high-speed, energy-efficient accelerator hand dryer, is committed to providing the most hygienic hand drying solutions. Many studies have been produced, mostly funded by the paper towel industry, in support of paper towels. However, there are several independent third-party studies that debunk the myth that paper towels are more hygienic than hand dryers. Are hand dryers more sanitary?
Well, Greg, the cost savings and environmental benefits of high-speed, energy-efficient hand dryers are quite clear, but there have actually been some misconceptions about their hygiene. And first of all, most hand dryers are automatic and touch-free, just like our accelerator. So this improves hygiene by eliminating a touch point in the washroom that can otherwise, of course, spread bacteria. Also, it's just common sense that hand dryer is not going to add any bacteria to the restroom air because they're using the same air that you're breathing and which your hands are already coming into contact with. Additionally, several scientific studies have been published in well-known medical reviews on the health benefits and hygienic superiority of hand dryers compared to other drying methods. And because of the dry atmosphere caused by constant heating, bacteria counts are often 2 to 4 times lower inside the dryer than on other washroom surfaces, such as the sinks, doors, knobs, and soap dispensers, all of which, of course, the user generally needs to touch to operate. And also, dryers with heating elements can actually burn off bacteria that come into contact with the coils. So, Greg, unlike paper towels, hand dryers leave no refuse behind, which can be a breeding ground for bacteria.
Very interesting. So, Denis, can you identify the scientific studies you referred to and what some of the results were?
Absolutely, Greg. So hand dryers not only improve the restroom cleanliness, they're also more hygienic to use compared to paper towels. And over the last 40 years, numerous scientific researchers have validated the hygienic efficacy of high-speed or heated air as a drying medium. These independent third-party studies were conducted with careful methodology at major academic or medical institutions. And for example, in 2000, the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota conducted a randomized trial to determine the effects of 4 hand drying methods for removing bacteria from washed hands. And in their year-long study of about 100 volunteers, those researchers found that hand washing removed the same amount of germs regardless of the drying style. In another study, this one was performed by the antimicrobial test laboratories, evaluated levels of bacteria on hands dried with paper towels versus our accelerator hand dryer with the HEPA filtration system. And they determined that the method of hand drying did not significantly affect bacterial levels on hands. Finally, a third study was conducted by researchers at Laval University in Quebec and published by the American Journal of Infection Control. And it found 17 species of bacteria on even recycled paper, including the most common, the bacillus, which causes food poisoning.
So it's a pretty powerful case for using a hand dryer. How does technology impact restroom hygiene overall?
Sure, Greg. The technology has actually had a big impact on the restroom environment, with everything moving towards touch-free automatic solutions, as we talked about. So this not only helps increase hygiene by reducing the amount of touch points in the restroom, but also increases efficiency by saving water and energy. And another form of technology that's actually significantly impacting commercial restrooms too is social media. In addition to word-of-mouth commentary, online reviews influence the public perception of cleanliness and how likely guests are to return to a facility. So for example, a survey conducted by Cintas Corp., a national restroom cleaning and supply service provider, found that 88% of respondents identified overflowing trash cans as a sign of a dirty washroom, and 80% surveyed said paper towels and toilet paper on the floor was another sign. You add to that cell phone cameras, and the ease of capturing and distributing the pictorial evidence of this adds to the exposure. So in this day and age, the need for facility managers to take action and improve cleanliness in the commercial restrooms is all the more important.
Well, that makes sense, and it sounds like we're on the right path to a less messy world, at least in terms of restroom hygiene. So Dennis, which hand dryers are most beneficial in clinical settings?
Sure, and first of all, high-speed hand dryers in general, as we talked about, are very hygienic, as I think we've proven. But there are some differences in style that you need to pay attention to. So the dryer designs vary between the traditional style with hands positioned under the air outlet and the trough style in which a user puts his hands into a trough-like area or enclosure. And for example, the Infection Control Board at Northwestern Memorial Hospital in Chicago determined that hand dryers like Accelerator with a traditional high-velocity heated airstream were the most hygienic option. They cited a concern that trough-style dryers could catch and hold water blown off users' hands, leaving a pool of stagnant water where bacteria can grow. And the trough area is also susceptible to collecting trash and foreign objects such as hair, gum, liquids, used paper towels, which can create a very unhygienic and sloppy-looking restroom and be a breeding ground for bacteria.
That's good. And what additional products does Excel Dryer offer to support superior hygienic standards?
Sure, Greg. Well, of course, our R&D team is always working to improve the efficiency of Accelerator, improve our performance, including in the area of hygiene. And so, for example, we offer the HEPA filtration system that removes 99.97% of bacteria from the airstream. It's also the only one for a hand dryer with a washable pre-filter, which provides for more reliable performance and an extended filter life. The HEPA filter system is easily retrofitted into an existing units or purchased with new models. We also offer antimicrobial wall guards that are made specifically to fit underneath the hand dryer, and it protects the walls and the finishes of the wall from excess water. And the microband technology that's included on the wall guards inhibits the growth of bacteria that can add to the staining of the walls and surfaces.
Dennis, thanks for joining us today. To learn more about Excel Dryer, visit the company's website at exceldryer.com.